Well, I'm back from New Orleans, everybody. What a fun trip I had to the 80th annual Sugar Bowl. Hooking Oklahoma up was Bob Stoops, who has now done this plenty of times in his OU career. BCS wins. In fact, all the major BCS trophies, from the Orange Bowl to the Crystal National Championship, to the Rose Bowl, to the Fiesta Bowl, and now the Sugar Bowl. He's got all the main trophies that you would want. He's got them all there waiting for him back in the Switzer Center. So that's huge. That is so huge. And let me tell you this. I know that Cleveland may want Bob, but I really don't think it's going to happen. Because I'll tell you what. I think that he at least wants to try to give Oklahoma a chance and also a playoff appearance. I would love to see him win the thing, but at least an appearance. Because as I said, as far as the BCS is concerned, he's been there. He's done that. He's been there every single BCS game. So let me ask you this. If he's been at every single BCS game, why wouldn't he want to be at least one playoff game? If that's really what you want to call it. But as far as the Sugar Bowl that he just won is concerned, Sooner pride is just a little brighter than the Crimson Tide. Number 11, Oklahoma. Number 3, Alabama. From the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. 45-31 victory for the Sooner Schooners of Oklahoma. In this game, we saw a Sooner record broken and a Sugar Bowl record broken by quarterbacks. First of all, for Oklahoma, who broke the school record, 348 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. The 4 touchdowns, that's your Sooner Bowl touchdown record. And he's only a redshirt freshman, by the way. A.J. McCarron on the other side had 387 yards, 2 touchdowns in the ball game. The 80th edition is the first time that both quarterbacks, Trevor Knight and A.J. McCarron, have thrown for 300 yards apiece each. So there we go. The rushing titles for both teams, Brennan Clay for Oklahoma, T.J. Yeldon for Alabama. Clay had 17 carries for 49 yards and 0 touchdowns in the ballgame. T.J. Yeldon on the Alabama half of the field had 17 carries, 72 yards, and 1 touchdown. For the receivers for the Sooners and Alabama, LeColton Bester and Amari Cooper. LeColton Bester, had 6 catches for the Sooner Nation, a $105 receiving for the Sooner Nation, and a touchdown for the Sooner Nation. For the Tide, Amari Cooper had 9 catches for 121 yards, but didn't have a touchdown pass or catch. Defensively, Eric Stryker for Oklahoma and Eddie Jackson for Alabama. Stryker had 7 tackles and a forced fumble in the game. 0 recovered turnovers or interceptions. Eddie Jackson had 10 tackles and 0 turnovers. He also had, Stryker that is, also had the sack that put Oklahoma in prime position to help the team out. Kicking-wise, Michael Honeycutt and Cade Foster for Oklahoma and Alabama, respectively. Honeycutt for OU was 1 for 1, 47-yard long for the Sooner Nation. Cade Foster finally found that leg that he was missing last time out against Auburn, but was only 1 for 2 in the bowl game. Did make the 27-yarder up through the goalposts, but missed the 32-yarder at the end of the second half, or quarter. Putting-wise, Jed Barnett and Kip Smith. Jed Barnett of Oklahoma had 6 attempts for 42.3 yards in average. 56 was his longest punt, and 1 punt lied within the 20-yard line. For Kip Smith, 4 attempts, 43.5 points in average. 48 was his long, and 1 touchdown, and one ball lied within inside the 20-yard line. The scoring highlights for the Sooners and the Tide looked like this. And this is why I'm so proud of my team. And you should be too, Sooner Nation. And Trevor and the 348 that he passed for and all. It's because Alabama, they came to play. Not like against Utah where they didn't come to play. Alabama was ready, and Alabama came to play. Because TJ Yeldon scores a 1-yard touchdown run with 13:11 left. 7-0 Crimson Tide of Alabama. But the scoring in the first quarter had only started because then Trevor Knight and LeColton Bester hook up. Trevor Knight, a 45-yard touchdown pass to LeColton Bester with 9:43 left, 7-7 tie in New Orleans. To untie the game in New Orleans, Cade Foster hit his first field goal in a couple of games because he missed all those against Auburn, but hits this one 27 yards away, 10-7 Crimson Tide. 7:02 left in the first quarter. Well, we've had an Alabama score, 2 Alabama scores, and only 1 Oklahoma score. Until this happened. Trevor Knight hits Jalen Saunders. Perfect pass. 8-yard touchdown. 14-10. Sooners ahead. $1:53 left in the first quarter. Running through the second quarter. 14:03 left in the second quarter. And A.J. McCarron hits a 67-yard touchdown pass to DeAndrew White. Touchdown. Alabama Crimson Tide. 17-14. Roll Tide, as they say. With 14:03 left in the game, in the second quarter. Then, with 13:45 left in the second, Michael Honeycutt is 1 for 1 in his field goals. A 47-yarder, up and good. 17-17 tie. Trevor Knight and Jalen Saunders decide that a tie is just not going to do it. You got to take the lead when you can. And they do. Trevor Knight, a 43-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Saunders, 24-17 Sooners. 2:59 left in the ballgame, and the Sooners rolling. A little while later, after an interception, Sterling Shepard, my boy Sterling Shepard, 13-yard touchdown run, 31-17 Sooners. $1:05 left in the second quarter as we hit halftime. Now, before I go to the third quarter, I want to get this out. The ACC, they have all but had bad feelings towards Oklahoma, if you ask me. I believe, the officiating crew, because the officiating crew for the game the other night was ACC. It was the ACC, and they had a call, and they completely blew it. He scored it on the 13-yard touchdown scramble, did my boy Sterling Shepard. Takes his hands, rips open his jersey as Superman, or now I guess Cam Newton would do, showing that he's a super Sooner. And they call him for the new choking penalty, or not really a choking penalty, but kind of the slash. Listen. I know that you're going to call me an Oklahoma homer and all this for saying this. But I want to say this right here and right now. And Alabama fans know it's true also. What he did was this. He showed that he was a Sooner. Nothing slashing of the throat. Nothing like that. The ACC official blatantly missed that call. And that's all I'm going to say on that matter. Missed it. Luckily, it didn't end up costing the Sooners. In the third quarter, Derrick Henry brings his Alabama Crimson Tide back within 7 with a 43-yard touchdown run of his own. 31-24 Sooners, though, still in the lead. 8:49 left in the third quarter. To the fourth quarter we go. Trevor Knight says, Sterling, it's to my boy Sterling Shepard, you have a rushing touchdown, and you're a wide receiver. That shouldn't be. Let's get you in the end zone from the air. 9-yard touchdown pass to Sterling Shepard, 28-24, Sooner Boomers. 10:44 left in the quarter. A.J. McCarron then hits up Derrick Henry with a 61-yard touchdown pass. Touchdown, Alabama. 6:22 left. But the Sooners still ahead. And the final touchdown of the 2013 season and the bowl game of the Sugar Bowl 2014, the final score belongs to Geno Grissom. Eric Striker comes in, strikes at A.J. McCarron, strips the football. Geno finds it, and Geno, 8 yards and rumbling, stumbling, fumbling, returns the fumble for a touchdown. 45-31 Oklahoma with 47 seconds left, and the Sooner Schooner rides above the mighty Tide of Alabama. Way to go, boys. You know, it's fitting. It's very, 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 very fitting that that's the way it ends. Before we get to the hype of the night and the Stoopsy stop and the 3-man goals and all that good stuff, I want to say that it could not have ended any better or any worse than it did there. And only on that play with 47 seconds left does it end that way. And it should. It's ended that way with a defensive touchdown and winning as a double digit, by double digits. It's happened at OSU. It's happened against Kansas State, and now it's happened against Alabama. And what set the tone? Defense, 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 defense. Even in this game. Now, yeah, A.J. McCarron still threw for 387 yards. Almost 400 yards. Okay. Because you know what? It's the Big 12. You're going to give up yards. But what do? You got to play defense too. So if you can't stop a team, create turnovers. That's what we did. 4 of them. 2 picks, 2 fumbles, both of them. Scored on all 4 of them. I am way proud of this defense. Good job, Mike. Hype's hype of the night. Trevor Knight, 43-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Saunders, 24-17 Sooners. That's your Hype's hype of the night. Super C stop of the night was when A.J. McCarron was intercepted by Zach Sanchez in the second quarter. What people don't understand, and why it's not the Geno Grissom fumble and all that, is at that particular point in the game, we got the interception. Alabama was driving. And Zach comes up with a big interception and hooks Sterling up with a 13-yard rush. But like we said, that doesn't happen without the interception, because if it weren't for the interception, that could have been 7 more points. And then who knows where we would be at that point. Only up 14 points in the end. And by the way, Alabama wouldn't have to rush the ball. They could just down the ball. Just saying. 3 main goals. Don't make mistakes. Oklahoma didn't make very many mistakes tonight. In fact, didn't make any. The one mistake that you could say that happened was Trevor's INT. But he threw it a little high. Now, Jalen still could have caught the ball. So I'm not going to put that entirely on Zach. On Jalen or on Trevor. But other than that, they didn't turn the ball over. Happy. Defense, don't get beat deep. And get more turnovers. More turnovers. They did get beat deep a couple of times. Throwing for 387 yards did AJ. But 4 turnovers. Awesome job, my boys. And by the way, you scored off all 4 of them. Woohoo! Doesn't get any better than that, does it? Special teams? Michael, way to go, big man. You got 1 more year with us, man. Stick around. Could be fun. Even though that he's got nothing more to prove either. He's already got the OU record. And he's added 1 more. 1 for 1 for Michael Honeycutt. Kickoffs by Nick Hodgson. 7 kickoffs. 3 of them were touchbacks. And Jed Barnett, good on punting all night long for the Sooner Nation. I am so proud of these guys. Because I'll say this right here. If you watched my pregame, when I went through all the bowls, I didn't even give my team very much of a chance. I mean, would you with a freshman quarterback? But you know what? He was a freshman quarterback. And he threw for 348 yards against this Alabama defense. He might grow from this, guys. Just saying. He might grow from this. What might he grow from? The Sooners getting the final piece to the BCS puzzle when Bob already has the orange and the Crystal Ball National Championship, the Rose, the Fiesta. He adds the sugar to his lineup. He has all the major bowl trophies. Adds the sugar over Alabama. 45-31 Sooners. See y'all next year. Until then, Sooner Nation, thanks for watching. And as always, Boomer Sooner, everybody.